We all like going back in time and imagining how things could have gone differently.
A good movie trailer has to get you to buy a ticket and to sit down and watch a movie, and I think that a lot of times trailers are cut in a way where it really kind of misleads you in a way, but I've never seen a more misleading trailer in the best way possible as Roofman, the new film that stars Channing Tatum and Kirsten Dunst and is directed by Derek Cianfrance. And I should have known this movie was going to be a lot different than what the trailer presented if I had really looked at who the director was, because this is the director of Blue Valentine. So let's talk about Roofman. This movie is presented in the trailer as almost a comedy. It is a comedy, don't get me wrong, but this movie really cuts deep. It is a movie that I really enjoyed at TIFF, so let's get on with it. So it's actually based on a true story of Jeffrey Allen Manchester, otherwise known as the Roofman robber or just Roofman, who would go and target McDonald's and go through them by drilling through their roofs, ended up being apprehended and then ultimately escaped prison and tried to live a other life after escaping. So that's your basic premise of this movie, and it really does a good job at establishing who this character is right from the get-go, as well as showcasing his escape from prison. That really is sort of wrapped up in the first, I would say, 15 to 30 minutes. The rest of the movie is just about this character trying to reckon or reason where does he go next and what does he want from his life. All of this while he is living at a Toys R Us. So yeah, a lot of what we see in the trailer are these moments when he's living at the Toys R Us. And I thought that they did a good job at cutting the trailer in that way, because you don't really get to see the emotional toll that this movie is about to take on you, because it gets emotional. I think this is Channing Tatum's best work to date, and Kirsten Dunst, as always, is incredible in every film she is in. You see her play this person who starts to fall for him as well, and you see the two of them start to build a relationship, all while you know at the same time that he is a convict on the loose, and anytime, any moment, something could happen. And I really think that's where the movie really shines, is in this person who just was trying to do what's best in their situation and was just dealt a hand that ultimately led them to where they are. And you see that now they are trying to reckon with that and trying to move past it. But of course, it's not something that's going to be easy to do. Lakeith Stanfield as well as Juno Temple are also in this film, and although their roles are minor, I thought that they did a pretty good job with what they were given, and I really did enjoy their performances here. Peter Dinklage as well has a role here where I think he plays one of his meanest roles, but still in a very comedic way also, and I really enjoyed him as well. But of course, the standouts and who you spent the most time with here are Channing Tatum as well as Kirsten Dunst. I think their chemistry was really great here. I really love seeing them fall in love with one another and see their relationship progress. Derek Cianfrance, of course, who did Blue Valentine, which is one of the most devastating movies I've ever seen, which starred Michelle Williams and Ryan Gosling. It really knows how to make a real life relationship happen on the screen. It just feels so raw and so real, and you really get that sense here. It's almost like a Blue Valentine, but with more comedy sprinkled throughout, a little bit more lighter, of course, than Blue Valentine, so don't worry about that. I don't think you're gonna be down emotionally after watching Blue Valentine, but it's still a movie that's gonna get to you by the end of it. And I really do love that Derek Cianfrance kept that sort of human emotion to it as well, because he could have gone on to just make it some comedy crime type movie, and almost what the trailer presented, where it was going to be just goofy, which is totally fine as well. But I think adding this extra layer of drama, of romance and all, really elevates this movie to a whole other level that I was just so baffled by the end. Really thinking about the trailer I had watched a couple of months ago, and then watching the movie last month at TIFF, complete 180 for me. This movie is definitely one I really recommend. I think it's one of the best movies of the year by far. It has some of my favorite moments as well. Really had me laughing. I think there's a nostalgia factor to it as well that really will tickle your brain, especially if you're a certain age and remember certain things, because this movie has that nostalgia factor to it. So there's just so many ways that this movie's firing from all cylinders, and I think it's one of those movies that is going to be a word of mouth type movie where people are going to say, hey, you should definitely check out that movie, because I feel like people might be on the fence about it because it just feels like it's just some random comedy, but it is those layers of depth that Derek Cianfrance as well as Kirsten Dunst and Channing Tatum through their performance add to it that really elevate this movie into something very, very different. And I really enjoyed this one. So if you're on the fence about Roofman because of the trailer, I promise you get all of that comedy throughout the trailer and then some, but you also get a true romance, a true drama that is just amazing, beautifully acted, incredibly directed as well. Every single like scene in this movie is so captivating, and I cannot get enough of Roofman. Truly one of the surprises of the year for me. So check it out. It's going to be coming out this weekend. I think we could have dug a little bit deeper into the character that Channing Tatum is playing. I think that's where the movie kind of loses a bit of steam when it just goes through scenario after scenario at times. But at the same time, I can see what they were going for. And I think that they weren't really trying to do a full-on character study for this guy. I think they were just trying to tell a very insane story, because it does get insane and you're just like baffled. I never had heard about this true story in my life. So when I saw it play out and went to go look it up after, I was still baffled about it. So I don't think that they were really trying to hone in on who this guy really is. I think they were just trying to tell the story, which is totally fine. I still enjoy the film for what it is, and I think it's still one of the best movies you can go watch this year. And I'm super excited to see what Derek Cianfrance does next, as well as Channing Tatum. And as always, Kirsten Dunst, such an incredible actress, honestly. There's some movies from Kirsten Dunst I've been wanting to go and revisit, and some of them that I haven't seen that I want to watch. So maybe we'll do a Kirsten Dunst revisiting. I don't know. But anyways, as always, that is going to do it for me. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Check out our video we did yesterday on the most disturbing movies I've watched only once. Maybe once or twice, but no more than that. So go check out that video if you haven't already. Check out our ending explained on VHS as well as Good Boy, and we got another video for you as well. So stay tuned. We'll be watching Shelby Oaks today. I'm nervous, I'm excited, but we'll see. As always, that's gonna do it for me. Stay safe, stay positive.
Police believe the Roofman may still be in the area.
What the? Oh my God!